We don't like to take risks when it comes to security.
And internet banking is no different.
With the Bendigo, on top of our usual login details, we've got a security token that generates a new PIN every time you log in.
So even if someone does get our login details, they still can't access our accounts.
So if you'd like extra security when you're e-banking, there's only one bank you need to know. You need to know the Bendigo.
Welcome back to the Geelong Cricket Show here on Channel 31 as we go into our second segment. And each week, this is your life. Yes, the Bendigo Bank Star of the Week. And, of course, joining us is Daniel Lowery. And, of course, Bendigo Bank very proud to be associated with this particular segment, Daniel. So let's have a look at where did you start your cricket?
I actually started playing for Chanel College when I was 10 in the under-12s in the churches competition, where we got to face 20 balls and bowl 4 overs each. And
so every kick you get a bat and a bowl, couldn't they?
Everyone got a go. And I played 2 years of under-12s there and then a couple of years in the under-14s. And then moved to St Joey's for the under-16s.
Yeah, just mentioning Chanel, of course, when you said that, there was 2 names that sprung up and hit me between the eyeballs. Merriman, Robert F., and Michael Botel. Also 2 great products of Chanel College junior cricket.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's a good some great players come out, but then you hit St Joseph's. What took you to St Joseph's? Obviously, viewers, Daniel is the son of Skippy. Yes, Wayne Lowery, one of the great cricketers down here in Geelong. How much influence did Dad play in your early years of your development, Daniel?
He was a huge influence. I'd pester him every night he'd get home from work, and I'd be standing at the back door with the bat and ball in hand and asking him to play. So certainly I'd credit him as being probably the greatest influence on my career from start to finish. And it's still lots of advice. I like talking about the cricket with Dad as well. So yeah, he's been a huge influence.
And it's wonderful to have that advice because there's some great older generation cricketers still around our city of Geelong that go along each week to weekly matches and continue to offer their advice. And it's a very good morning to Frank Pike and also to Sir Desmond Foote out there at Geelong City. They always look in and they're always willing to pass on their advice. Now, you got to St Joseph's and how you, started in junior ranks and started to move up to seniors?
Yeah, I started in the under-16s the first year and played in the 4ths and 5ths, and I think I might have made it into the 3rds by the end of the year. But I was playing 2 games on a Saturday and loving it. I couldn't get enough cricket, so that was great. And then the following year, we had some success in the under-16s. I think we won the premiership that year, and I managed to make my debut in the first as well. So it was good to move up from that churches competition where we got a limited amount of balls to face and overs to bowl. It was really good to be able to play in a proper game of cricket where there was no limitations.
Now, I'll put you to the test. If in your debut game of senior first 11 cricket in Geelong Cricket Association, can you remember some of the players that you would have melded in with, your captain, etc.? Like, was Kenny Gannon in that side, Barry McFarlane, were they great players around in those days?
They were around. Barry was, I think, playing in the seconds at that point. He might have been captaining the 2s, but the guys who were in charge were Mano, Damien de Grande was still playing, Graham Beaumont. There was some big names there that I got to play with. It was. I remember it being quite overwhelming to begin with. It was a great experience.
As a young man, then, what was it like? Mixing it with the one and only Damien Crunch de Grande, who was at his time the quickest bowler in Geelong.
It was a great person to be able to learn from. Just watching the way he trained and prepared himself, and just to see the way he approached his cricket. He was obviously a very aggressive bowler and very competitive, and hated it when batsmen scored off him. And that's the sort of thing I think every good bowler possesses, that real competitive streak and that hate for batsmen. And I've definitely inherited a little bit of that.
And then you made the big move into what was then district cricket in the Victorian Cricket Association, now Premier Cricket in Cricket Victoria, and joined Melbourne Uni and had outstanding success at that club.
It was a great move. It wasn't something that I'd planned necessarily to go to Melbourne Uni, but as I enrolled at Melbourne Uni to do my studies, the rules were that you had to play for that club, and it actually made the decision easy. I was thinking about playing in Melbourne, but didn't know where, and uni turned out to be a great place to play my cricket, and I obviously stayed there a long time, and really enjoyed my time at that club.
And then making the move back to where you started your cricket, back to St Joseph's, and of course up at what we call the most picturesque ground in the Geelong Cricket Association, the Russell Zampatti Oval, and the magnificent new facilities that you've got up there at St Joseph's. It is a credit to people like your president, Kenny Gannon, and life members like Barry McFarlane that we've mentioned, and some of the great stalwarts to the club, that you really have got such magnificent facilities and amenities and still continue to produce good cricketers.
It's a really well-run club. There's lots and lots of volunteers off field who do a great job around the place, and those facilities really are, a credit to all those people who volunteer their time and effort to make the club what it is. It's a really good atmosphere to play your sport in, and everybody chips in, so it's a good place. And
who have been some of the better influences on your game, Daniel, throughout your career, both at Premier Cricket level and back in senior cricket in Geelong?
Well, certainly, I've been lucky to have some really good coaches when I was at Melbourne Uni. Ashley Ross, who's now high up in New Zealand cricket, was the first coach I had at uni, and he was fantastic. Followed up by James Sutherland, who's now the CEO of Cricket Australia, and then Jeff Allardyce, who's also high up in Cricket Australia. So those guys, the three of them, all had a great impact on my career, and certainly encouraged me, and not just technically and with the finer points of the game, but also helped me to hopefully become a better person as well. They were very much mentors as well as coaches.
Yeah, well, I was just saying to you during the break that Melbourne University, great bunch of guys. You've got tremendous facilities up there. Obviously, that helped to assist your game along considerably when playing at Premier Cricket level, and now bringing that experience back into the Geelong Cricket Association is a credit to you.
Certainly, when I started at uni, the club was really pushing at the forefront of coaching. A lot of the stuff that we did in the early years that I was at uni got adopted by the state squad. So we were leading the competition in the way we prepared. So it was a really good place to learn.
3 one-days for Victoria must have been a great experience, Daniel.
Yeah, it was awesome actually. We got to play my first game on the MCG and got a wicket with my second ball, and unfortunately I didn't get to play in a winning team though. We didn't manage to win one of those 3 games, but played against and with some great players in those games, and it was something I'll hold pretty dear to my heart as I grow older, and I'm sure that the wickets I got will get better and better as I go on as well.
And they'll form part of Skippy 2's memories, as he will write a book one day, no doubt, about his wonderful cricketing experiences. But at the present time, Dan Lowery continues to be part of the St Joseph's Cricket Club.
We wanted a green home with rainwater tanks, solar power, solar hot water. It's really strange. The Bendigo is the only bank which will give you a loan, which is an incentive to help the environment. The Bendigo actually reduces the interest rate for environmentally friendly houses or products. So, if you want to save money and the environment, there's only one bank you need to know. You need to know the Bendigo.